What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here. In today's video, we are talking about getting started with some high rank gear as soon as you reach it. Now, for those that are like, high rank, what is this? I'm new to Monster Hunter. Let's break it down. So in this game, we have a village, which is out here, which is considered kind of like your single player, your starter difficulty, easy mode, whatever you want to call it. Over here at the hub, we have hub low rank quests, 1, 2, 3. 3-star is the same monsters that are considered like max star in village. After completing this and doing the rampage, you'll gain access to hub quests high rank, which starts the cycle all over again, fighting things like Great Azuki and Azuros again. But now we have access to a much higher tier of gear. Now the set I'm going to talk about you can put together immediately at the start of high rank, and it's pretty powerful. I mean, considering we just broke into high rank, we are rocking attack 4, crit I3, weakness exploit 2, and then we have a spare point of stun resist and handicraft, just putting some icing on the cake. Like I said, this is put together. You don't need to kill any monsters in high rank to put this together. So pretty much as soon as you wrap up that hub rampage quest, you could put this together and then go back and finish up other quests while having the best of everything. You know, we have Wex, attack boost, and crit eye. I mean, Wex right there, that's 30%. Crit eye 3, that's another 15%. So right there, we're 45% chance to crit, plus a flat attack percentage boost, a little bit extra sharpness, and some stun resist. Like, this is, for start of high rank, this is pretty absurd. So looking at the pieces here, we have one low rank piece with the Rathalos helm here, just because it does have the attack boost on it. Beyond that, we're going to do the Hunter's Mail S coming in with attack and handicraft, the Kamura Braces S coming in with 2 points critical eye, the Scalda Elytra S coming in with 2 points of weakness exploit, and then the Hunter's Greaves S coming with stun resist and 2 points of attack boost. If you have the Novice Talisman, of course, that's giving you a free point of critical eye, but I believe that's, I want to say that's it's either a pre-order or a deluxe edition thing, but I mean, 1 point of crit eye isn't that important. But to talk about the items, because like I said, you can get all this stuff at the start of high rank, I want to point out the location for a couple of the pieces. Now, Dragonite ore, as well as Carbolite ore, these are just high rank ores. So just going around and mining stuff, and both the Shrine Ruins as well as the ice area, you'll be able to get those ores. The Remobra hides, we're going to show you where to get those in particular. The high quality pelts we get from Kelby's, I'll also show you where to grab those. And then over here, the quality stomachs, those are going to come from our little insect people. I'm going to show you where to get those as well. As for the other two items here, Toxic Kumori and Almudron plates, Toxic Kumoris come from the submarines. The submarines will just occasionally bring them back for you, so it's kind of like a rare thing to get, but as long as you're using your submarines, you should find one. And then Almudron plate obviously comes from fighting Almudron in low rank. Now, as for our weapons, the damage difference in weapons is huge between low rank and high rank. And just to demonstrate this, we are going to, actually, you know what? Here, Charge Blade is a great example because there's two right next to each other. So I was working my way towards the Tigris Divide. It's a Charge Blade that I really like. It's a rarity 3, 160 damage, has blue sharpness, -20 affinity. So it's just to compare that, 160, keep this in mind, 160 blue, -20. Right here, we have more blue, we have 170, and we have no negative affinity. And this is just really basic stuff. Piercing Claw, which comes from small monsters in high rank, Carbolite ore, and Dragonite ore. So basically, as soon as you get into high rank, you're going to be best off working with some of your basic weapon tiers. Stuff like the Ore Tree, for example, or possibly even the Kamura Tree, because these are going to, you'll be able to make these with just basic stuff. Azuki Pelt Plus, that's from killing the small Azukis on New Game Plus. So keep that in mind. I mean, I know you're probably like, well, I really like my Magnamalo blade, but the thing is, going up to that higher rarity tier, jumping up to that rarity 4, you're going to completely blow away the rarity 3 tier. So definitely important, like for me, for the hunting horn, just rocking this. Ton of blue sharpness, 150 attack, and it has attack up, health recovery, and it adds antidote into it compared to the regular one. So huge upgrades doing either Kamura or whatever the case is. Now, to talk about where we are going to get those items, I'm going to show you exactly where to get those couple items we need for the sets here. I'm going to go here, Expedition Tour, and first we will do the Shrine Ruins. Now for the Shrine Ruins, the only thing we really need to get here is going to be the Kelby. In particular, I think a sword and shield is super useful to get these things done. But the most important thing here is you're going to want to have a weapon that is bladed. You need a bladed weapon to actually knock them down to get those pelts. Whereas a blunt weapon won't actually knock them down. A blunt weapon will hurt their head so that you can get the Kelby horns. But anyway, let me just go here. We will change out to pull Jin along. Now you can also find the little insects you need in here. I know a location where they are consistently in the ice map, so I'm going to show you where to find them there, but I know they're somewhere in the Shrine Ruins as well. I just don't remember exactly where. But the Kelbys are up in zones 11 and 13. So I'm going to head on up there first, and I want to show this just because, you know, like I said, depending on if you are attacking them with the blade or you're attacking them with a blunt object, the loot that you can get out of the Kelbys is different. And I think a lot of people, they just tend to overlook that. And then, you know, they're sitting there hunting Kelbys with a hammer, and they're like, why the hell can I not get this pelt? And it's like, well, you're never going to get the pelt as long as you're using the hammer, because it will not drop. So, as I mentioned with the Kelby, if you hit them with a blunt object in the horn, like that, and you'll know you got a clean hit because you'll see that stuff. But hitting them with a blunt object will allow you to break the horn. Let's see if we can get them right here. Get a double on them. Drop your horns. Could have just brought a hammer along. And really, you know, you would take whatever you need depending on if you're going after horns. So there we go, breaking the horns. You see, that gives us Kelby horns, which those are always good to get. So if you're fighting Kelbys in general, I try to get the horns because those are used for immunizers. But then when you actually hurt them, now you can't kill Kelbys. You'll notice they're just paralyzed. But you need to hit them with a bladed weapon to put them into this downed state so that you can actually go in and farm them. And this is where you're going to get your high quality pelts that we need for the loot. We'll just carve the Kelby horn. Oh, that must be new. You didn't used to be able to get those. But anyway, we got some high quality pelts. Like I said, there's also more Kelbys over in zone 13 up in the corner, but this is a pretty good spot for them to get some. This is actually, glad I did this because I needed a Kelby horn for a side quest. I've been using them all to make ancient potions lately. So now we're going to hop on over to the ice area, show you where to get to the little buggies as well as the Remumbras. And it's not going to actually say they are on the map, which this threw me for a loop a little bit when I had first started, because I was like, you know, I know these things exist in the zone. I don't know why I can't find them. You know, why are they not there? Just to elaborate on exactly what I'm talking about here, if we go to Hunter Note Small Monsters, Alatroth, you can see they're in all known habitats, and Remumbra are also in all known habitats. But what's interesting is if we go here, as you can see, they are not listed under the other monsters category. For whatever reason, they're not shown. And so that kind of threw me off when I was trying to hunt these things down. I'm like, well, I know they're out there somewhere, but I don't know where. So in particular, the two locations I'm about to show you are where I found them. The Remumbras are a little bit of a pain in the ass to get because they'll stay around in the air, so you can keep throwing your kunai at them to get them to come down. And then after you hit them with enough kunai and they've decided to come down to play, you can kill them and get the carve. And it might take a couple times. But you'll get them. So in particular, the two areas we are going here are going to be zone 7 and then all the way up top in zone 12. Right, is it zone 12? No, it's zone 9. Excuse me. 7 and 9. Come on, doggo. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Let's go this way. You can already kind of see them there off in the distance. And so if you're trying to get this gear, I'd actually just recommend going back and forth between these two zones. So right here, you can see them flying around. Like I said, one thing you can do, which usually there's 2 flying around this area, and there's 3 flying around over here. So I'm going to come on over here and then try to get them to come down. We'll just keep throwing the kunai until we piss them off. If you have a gun, bow gun, obviously you can just sit there and start shooting them. But after you hit them a couple times, they should come down, and then you can start getting some actual damage into them. But they'll stay up in the air a lot, which makes these things kind of a pain in the ass. So using things like a charge blade, switch axe, bow gun, anything that can really hit up and force them to come down. Insect glaive, obviously another great choice here. Things are a pain in the ass. Anyway, you get the idea. You might want to make a bow gun to come along and hunt these things, because they can be pretty annoying. But that is where you're going to get your umbras. Now, as for the other one, we're just going to shoot on over here. We're going to loop around, and we're going to go into Zone 9. These things will all respawn. As you can see, we got a couple more in Zone 10. And we want to go right on over here. Should be right around this mushroom. Alright, now we don't have any that are up right now, but they will spawn right here. And basically they're going to come for this mushroom, and they're going to go from the mushroom like over to here, to where we're throwing that kunai. So what you can do is just kind of wait around in this area. I did this the other night. I basically like just hung out here, waited for them, went and made some food, and then came back and managed to get all 3 farms. But you know, the spawns aren't always going to be instant, but this is an area where you can kill them, is right here in the field. It's unfortunate that they didn't show up in the video, but I promise that you can find those little bug people here. Basically just looking for these little yellow, they look like ants that are running around in the field. But that is going to wrap things up for this one. Like I said, this is all just basically as soon as you get to high rank, just do expeditions. Do an expedition with both regions. Go around collecting or killing the little monsters. So, you know, killing the joggies, killing the little Azukis, all that stuff again, just to get those hides. And just doing that, you're going to unlock a bunch of new armors. You know, the Kamura armor, the village armor, the bone armor, all that stuff. And because it's high rank, obviously the stats and even just the base defense is much higher than what you were working with low rank. And this is something that I think a lot of people they discount, you know. Just looking at my gear in particular, you know, 30 defense on this. These are, and this is just maximizing the defense. This is just base. 30, 34, these are up at 38, just upgrading them. So a pretty big jump there, going from low rank to high rank. But either way, that's going to wrap things up for this one. I will have more guides looking in depth at mixed sets as we push later into high rank, but I keep wanting to put out these nice progression based guides to help guide you along the way. So thanks for tuning on in, and I will catch you guys next time with more Monster Hunter Rise.